For decades, science has tried to understand one of the world's most mysterious cultures, Georgians. The first thing you need to know, Georgians do not understand the concept of too personal a question. The neighbor says cheerfully, "Hey, how much do you earn? How much is your rent? What's your loan interest rate?" The new neighbor answers, confused, We just moved in." The neighbor continues, "No worries, I brought food too. Come eat, you can tell me then." For a Finn, this is a social nightmare. For a Georgian, this is Tuesday. But perhaps the greatest Georgian superpower is laziness. Man 1 asks, "How do we do this report faster?" After a long silence, Man 2 answers, "AI." Man 1 shouts, "Genius." Other cultures seek efficiency. Georgians seek shortcuts, and often they find them first. But where Georgian talent truly shines is crisis management, a London university, the year 2005. The professor says in September, "You have a year to write your dissertation. If you start now, it will be easy." English students sit at library desks with notes in front of them, but 20 Georgian students are at the bar, dancing and laughing. Months later, in February, the English students are finishing, the Georgians still at the bar. In March, the English submit, the Georgians at the bar. Then 5 days before the deadline, night. All 20 Georgians suddenly around the same table. Red Bull cans everywhere. Panic. A Georgian student asks an English classmate, "When did you do your dissertation?" The English student answers, "A month ago, on time." The Georgian is shocked, but why? All 20 Georgians submitted on time. Nobody slept. Nobody failed. Same result, different strategy. But to truly understand Georgian survival intelligence, we need to talk about the 90s. In 1993, the Soviet Union collapsed. Georgia became independent. The economy contracted 40% in a single year. The police vanished. Gangsters took their place. Armed criminals roamed the streets, and they had one favorite hobby. The gangster thinks, "Nice car," and 20 minutes later, the car is gone. In Tbilisi, a car survived on the street for an average of 20 minutes. And this is where Georgian problem-solving kicked in once again. The solution was simple, brilliant, completely insane. A crane arrives in front of the building. The car rises into the air, passes the second floor, the third, and lands directly in the living room. The neighbor shouts from the window, "Wait, do you have a car in your living room?" The car owner answers proudly, "The gangsters don't know. Nobody stole it. Nobody even saw it. It was the perfect hiding spot." Only one question remained in the air. The car is in the living room. The family eats around it. The wife asks, "David, how does the car get out when the gangsters leave?" Long silence. Then the man answers, "Tomorrow." But don't make the mistake of thinking Georgians can't organize. 5 Georgians cannot organize a lunch meeting among themselves. The WhatsApp group has 47 messages and no decision. But if an outsider comes and says, "This is now serious," they become the world's most efficient team. The secret is simple. They must promise each other, out loud. And finally, the Georgian philosophy of life that Western productivity culture will never understand. The table is full of food and wine. The Georgian host asks, "But didn't you have something to do today?" The guest answers, "Yes, but." The host pours wine and says, "Tomorrow." Tomorrow is Georgia's official national project schedule. And yet, they get things done, Georgia, where laziness is creativity,